Maxine, thank you. Kirk's shooting is just the latest violent act directed at political figures in the past year and a few months. And it was last July when President Trump was shot at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Then alleged arsonist tried to burn down Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's residence while he and his family were inside this past April.
In June of this year, a suspect gunned down a Democratic Minnesota House representative and her husband in what officials called a politically motivated assassination. Joining us live right now is political analyst John Dedie.
John, thank you for joining us. The political climate so heated right now. Just your reaction to how extreme it's really become.
Become extremely extreme and terrible because the rhetoric that's going on. And part of it is a lot of people on the left and right find the most inflammatory things to say for clicks and hits, to build an audience and things like that. And the problem is, even now on social media, Charlie Kirk has been dead less than an hour, and there are people on the conservative right that are blaming Democrats for this type of thing happening. This is just someone who's a nut who did something like this. This is going to be a huge blow to the Trump movement because Charlie Kirk personally had an ability to tap into the angry white male person to get them motivated to support President Trump.
Yeah, John, what do you think what are some things that people can do to bring down that temperature that you're talking about?
Reread before you hit the send button would be a good start. And I think part of it is after the election of President Trump, I stopped watching a lot of cable news for a while because it was almost geared towards let's argue and let's yell and scream at each other. And I find for my mental health, it's been a lot better. I think a lot of media is part of the problem. They gin up and excite people on these shows on CNN, Fox, MSNBC, etc. Also, this investigation is going to be very difficult for another reason. The administration got rid of a lot of senior people in the FBI earlier this year when Trump came into office. So you're going to have a lot of people with not enough experience trying to investigate this thing. So this may not be something that gets wrapped up right away. Hopefully they find the person immediately. This is definitely a sad thing because a young man has died and now 2 kids don't have a father.
Absolutely. And we see lawmakers on both sides of the aisle going on social media, condemning this attack, saying in no way should somebody's freedom of speech to go speak at a rally end like this with violence. Are you seeing the same thing?
You know, we often talk about freedom of speech. The problem is we're so geared up on freedom of speech, but we forget about the responsibility of speech and not inciting people. And this gets back to the rhetoric point where people are saying inflammatory things. Ironically, one of the things Charlie Kirk said today at that rally was blaming transgender people for some of these shootings that are going on. You know, it's just got to tone down the rhetoric. You don't need to say something to get people fired up and excited so more people will click on your stuff and more people will send you money. People need to just tone things down. And the problem is, I don't see anyone learning any lessons from this just based on what I have seen on social media in the last half hour with people blaming Democrats for this occurring.
All right. Well, let's hope things do get better. Political analyst John Dedie. John, as always, thank you for your insight.
You're welcome.
I'm Mary Bubala. Thank you for watching. Here's another video for you to watch. Also take some time to subscribe to our YouTube channel.